Hi, my name's Aaron Gutierrez, and I'm the Director of Coffee at Volcanica Coffee. My job is to bring the best coffee to our company. Over 4,000 feet up in the mountains of Terrazoo, we find ourselves at Finca Las Mercedes, learning about natural process.
So Luis, tell me a little bit about this process that we're looking at here and what is different about this coffee versus this coffee.
Okay, so right here, the process of coffee we're looking at, it's a natural process. It's the last part of it. We have done most of it because it takes a little more time, so it's what it gets done first. The natural procedure is basically drying the coffee in its most natural way. It's not peeled. It's like no procedure have been done to it until it's finally dry. So we will let the coffee absorb all the energy from the sun, all of its sugars, and everything that it's in the environment to finally come up with a great quality coffee. So it takes a little more time. It takes a different procedure and how you see these one drying versus this.
Sounds like this coffee is a little bit sweeter than the other coffees.
They will have stronger flavors.
Yeah.
The bean right now, it's being dried with everything the fruit has. More flavors, like more aromas for that specific market of people who are really into tasting and trying to get to those features and details of flavors the coffee can have, right?
How much more work does natural process take versus your normal washed process?
Okay, so the amount of work in terms of time, I would say it's at least double, if not triple the amount of time, because the fact the coffee has not been peeled and washed, it means that it's gonna take so much longer to dry and to come up with the humidity levels that are needed for the after procedure, right? The moving of the coffee needs to be done every hour. So every hour somebody has to run through it, put the ones that are underneath, put them on top and just be able to move them. The amount of humidity this coffee has in the beginning, it's higher. So it needs a much careful attention towards just making sure that, you know, like no humidity is going to get it, no fermentation is going to get it, those things, right? So it's definitely a more, I would say it takes more labor. That's the reason why we have to sell it at a different price than the washman, because even though it might seem like it takes less machine, less processing, at the end it's labor demanding.
And I'm sure that takes away, you know, as you're working natural process coffee and you're a small farm, that takes away from being able to produce large volumes of washed processed coffee, which is much easier to produce.
Right, so at this point we are more into showing customers the different ways at which you can get coffee rather than just working with the easiest way of coffee.